Oh hey, I didn't expect you to arrive so quick. Welcome. This is my studio, showing you. And I'm Foy Vance, and this is part one of a Q&A where I'm going to attempt to answer your questions as honestly as I can. Question one. Okay, so Jason Whelan is asking, have I ever doubted my own music or lyrics due to goings on in my life or career? Yes. I mean, it's hard to know exactly what you mean by that, but essentially that's the answer. I think doubt is a big part of life. Hillary, no, I haven't made any specific plans as yet to record Oklahoma Sundays, but I do plan on playing something at the end of this Q&A, so maybe I could play that. You'll have to stick around and see. Gary Beatty asked, what inspires me most creatively? Positive experience or negative experience? Well, the thing is, I think for something to constitute an experience, it needs to have both. And to write a song, irrespective of what path you go down, you sort of need to see both sides of the story, both positive and negative, or plus and minus. You know what I mean. As for your other question, if I could see into the future and I saw myself in 10 years' time doing the same sort of gigs, getting paid the same sort of wage, selling the same amount of CDs, would I still do it? Okay, let me show you something.
What about that for a slick maneuver? Check this out. Yes, I would still do it because I get to write songs all the time, and look, I'm living the dream. This is what I get to look at out of my studio every day. Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
Nicola Woods wanted to know where I got my sunglasses, my white ones. And you also said, Nicola, that it was a pathetic question, but don't give yourself a hard time. Glasses are important. Let me just think where I got them. Nicola Woods wanted to know where I got my sunglasses. I think it was in New York Side Street. Well, Claire Houston from Hollywood, Northern Ireland, I think you've asked 7 very important questions there. 1, how do you get rid of the hiccups? Well, that's a good question. You either stand on your head and you drink a glass of water upside down, or you just get someone to scare you. Question 2 was very interesting actually. If you don't milk a cow, would it burst? Well, the answer is no. In fact, it wouldn't burst. What would happen is the gases that's created from the cow eating the grass inside its stomach, if the milk didn't leave, would sooner or later turn into sort of a hybrid of helium, and the cows would start to moo in a really high pitched moo, like a sort of that kind of a thing, and that would be the telltale signs that very soon they're going to float off, at which point the farmers tether them to the fence posts. Question 4 which was, if you get scared half to death twice, what happens? Well, it depends on how much space there are between the scares. If they're in quick succession, I'm afraid to tell you that you would die. You dead, you? Do you find the Van Morrison comparisons tedious or simply a massive compliment? Yes. I think of it this way: if he was from Oregon and I was from Tokyo, I don't think people would make the comparison quite as quickly. I think because we're from the same place and we both have heads, that puts us in the same boat. But at the same time, of course, it's a compliment. Van Morrison's great. Andrew Baz, me old China. How are you? Hey, you've asked when's the last time I cried and why. Well, the last time I cried was actually at the weekend, but I'll maybe keep the reasons as to why to myself if you don't mind. As for do I do weddings or not? No. Not unless you've got about 10 grand to spend. Do you? Diva McGinty. There's a name. You've asked what the translation of Japanese is in Hope, Peace and Love, and if only you could see yourself like I see you. Well, the interesting thing is it's not actually Japanese. Who would know what it is? What song of mine am I most proud of and why? How it's like picking one of your favourite kids if I had more than one, and I couldn't do that. I don't think I could pick one out. If there's one thing you could change about the music industry, what would it be? Well, you'd be surprised how many people are involved in the industry that aren't in it for the music. Sounds surprising. It surprised me when I first realised it. So what I would do is I would take all those people who are bored out of their tree working in the CSA or banks or, all those jobs are great if you like them, but for those people that don't like them but really love music, and I would put them in the driving seat. That's what I would do. Is that you, Diva? Do you want a job?